My name is Sam Roberts. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and now I live in Portland, Oregon. I was a young Southern kid. I had a sort of an affinity for the performing arts. As far as religion is concerned, my mother would always say that we were religious, but we weren't raised in the church, you know? For most of my youth, I had no idea what a lot of this stuff was. Being from a performing arts background, I felt like I had a lot more life experience with people that were very different than me in, sexual orientation, in race. And I felt that the church was very separated. I always looked at religion as something that people used to oppress others and never really gave it sort of another thought. Moved into New York, that became a hellhole in its own different way. A lot of drinking, a lot of partying, a lot of late nights. I go audition, 300 gigs in a year, constant rejection. I was paying rent, and that was all that I was doing. Why is this so difficult for me? I didn't quite understand it. After leaving New York, I kind of felt like a failure. When I started going out for plays here in Portland, it opened up a whole different community to me. I felt like everybody there had my back. You're together with others, they're supporting you, they're helping you through this journey, trying to figure out who you are and what's going on. I had a stage romance at the age of, 30. She just sort of swept me off my feet, but there was like this weird thing about her because she wouldn't let me get close. There was definitely a big wall, and that wall was Christianity, in general. I remember telling her, I'm not gonna become a Christian. Here I am, white, middle-class dude, no addiction issues, I didn't have anything that I was really, necessarily reaching for. And then the pandemic happened. We were together nonstop. I was watching church with her. Yeah, they started advertising Alpha. Felt like if I understood a little more about why these people are doing what they're doing and why they're saying what they're saying, then maybe I'd have a different opinion. It was all on Zoom, which was kind of the only way that I think I would have done Alpha at first. It was easier to watch the Alpha video. We'd have the discussions. We would sit and talk for another hour and a half. A lot of times that led to tears, a lot of angry conversations that I would have. We did the online Alpha twice because after the first Alpha, I still wasn't sold. I went into Alpha originally thinking maybe I can upend it. If I only give these people legitimate questions to chew on, then they'll question their own faith, you know what I mean? Every Alpha at first was really hard for me. I didn't know where my emotions were. I'm thinking to myself, well, I've lived, 30 years before this where I didn't believe in anything, but, I'm not anywhere where I expected to be in my life. Maybe if I add this other facet and really devote myself to it, maybe that is the missing sort of link in the whole sort of chain. The more and more that I've sort of grown in faith, I feel a lot less depressed about life. Church is honestly my favorite day of the week now, which is insane. Bridgetown, has a very big social justice campaign. It makes it easier for me. That helped me see a little bit more about what church could be. I think that there's this thought process that you can't call yourself a Christian until you've learned it all. And that's not true. Alpha was a really great way of connecting the pieces for me to know that it's okay to have questions. It's okay to be curious about what other people believe. I feel like I have formed a relationship with Jesus. Slowly, as I'm building that Christian life for myself, I feel a lot more prepared for whatever may come.